Hello and welcome to another Ubers Live. This time I'm using Bulk Up Marshadow with its Z move, just trying out the set. I might also change it to Bulk Up Life Orb, just for the sake of that being more powerful. And yeah, only downside is really that you lack longevity, and you really can't afford to run Drain Punch, so you can't give yourself longevity either. It's just far too weak. Close combat does significantly more, and yeah, so we're on quite high up on the Uber's ladder, which means that this is going to take a while for us to get a game. I believe we're in the 1650s, which might not be high up for OU, but is quite high up for the Uber's ladder. Just trying to find myself. There we are, 78. 1636. Not bad, but not good GXC either. So, yeah. And for the sake of just demonstrating why my motivation to record dropped for about a month or two, this is far from unusual. This length of time. This is the common length of time I am waiting for games. Arguably. Like, it depends on how long this takes, but it's so far been a minute. Normally it'll take me an average of about 2 or 3 per thing. That was timing as fuck. This man has a team incredibly weak to Marshadow, which I like. Glare rests Zygarde to avoid losing to situations like we lost to last time. SD Sizzle kind of beats this man after Aegislash and Groudon go down. Both of which get heavily checked by Zygarde, so I'm fine with this. My Groudon can put in work. I have a backup water resist for his Kyogre. Honestly, I kind of just want to lead off with my Groudon because I'm slow, so even if he leads off with Kyogre, I'm guaranteed to get up the weather. He leads off with his Yveltal, and I just don't want to be taunted first turn when I have a Xerneas that is just a safe switch in. And given the makeup of his team, he should always go hard into his Aegislash here as well. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't, but it's just safer just to go for the Moonblast first, just make sure he will make that play. That's a good 25%, and that's no leftovers, so that's probably offensive, which is always just kind of shit to see in an Aegislash, being very honest with you. But let's just go for a Glare here, because there's no good reason not to. It'll go through his King Shield if he chooses to play weirdly and stay in. And also, whatever he wants to guard into, getting it paralyzed can only be a good thing for me, because this means that my Zygarde will be able to outspeed it later. My Sizzle will probably be able to outspeed it, although Sizzle doesn't actually have a non-priority attacking move, so not the best there. Yeah, so pretty normal, really. Goes into his Kyogre, the Primal, perfect. Let's see the Glare hit, even better. I'm just going to pivot into Arceus Water first, because he's going to go for Ice Beam first, as we see. And now we can pivot into Groudon, so we get to see if this is the Toxicking Kyogre, or if it's just a more standard Rest Talk variant. As he gets fully paralyzed, that's fine by me. We can just set up our rocks. He does not have removal, and rocks are just hindering for his entire team. And his Kyogre, one of the main ways he has to pressure the Groudon, is now slow, which is very good for me. Very good for me. Not objecting to this in the slightest. That is defensive, pretty much regular defensive, I think. Here I'll just go for Precipice Blades because it's just worth getting. Wow, okay, never mind. What the fuck? That did way too much. Why did it do like all that? It's not worth him staying in here though, so I just go for another Precipice Blades. Because if he banks off the mist and rests, then I would be in a bad situation. Because Groudon now gets 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam. And if he goes into Yveltal, so what? Kyogre's now in range of literally everything on my team, and yes, that was the correct play for him to make, so I'm fine with this sequence of events. If he goes Yveltal, I still have Xerneas, which is an amazing switch in. His Aegislash was taking 25% from a Moonblast, which is insane. That's just not normal damage. That's an offensive Aegislash. Also, there's the fact that it did a full 25% to Zygarde, which is just lol. So, what are his most threatening mons to me? I suppose if that's Rock Polish Primal Groudon, that could be very, very annoying. I have still got Zygarde and nearly full health Arceus Water, so it's not even that annoying, really. He should go for Oblivion Wing here. He goes for another Foul Play. Now let's just go for another Moonblast, because Moonblast is a 3 at KO on the Egg Slash now. He stays in with the Yveltal thinking he's faster. He is not. And at this point, Groudon is not needed to check anything, so if he ever goes Egg Slash, I can just go hard into my Groudon and just fire off a Precipice Blades the next turn. So, or just a Lava Plume in all honesty, don't risk a miss. He might not expect me to be Scarf as well, so he might choose to just go for something like an Iron Tail here. BP would kill me, I'm pretty sure. I don't have much, if any, bulk on the Sonies. I think I've got like 40 HP and that's it. So, BP would definitely kill me, but yeah, that's the correct play. I agree with him going for that. Now let's go into Zygarde and glare this man down. Because Glare is such a no drawback play, because if he SDs, okay, I can deal with that, because then I can just 1000 arrows the next turn, and BP is not killing me. If he CCs, I'm put into my complete form, and then I'm faster than him anyway, and can 1000 arrows again. And if he makes a switch into anything, that being paralyzed is good for me. So, yeah. The only way I think he could kill me would be with close combat crit, or maybe, well, I mean, clearly not, because that was an Ice Punch, specifically for Zygarde, I do believe, and that did nothing. That will not kill me from here. It might not 2-hit KO me from here, depending on how much HP I got back. That is insane. And we can just crit him, so yeah, that's fine. I could probably rest on his next turn, so I don't feel bad about that, in all honesty. Goes into Aegis Slash here, that's fine, that's good for me. I can just glare. Playing around with power chances is just always good for me. And I don't have a reason to not go for rest here, as he goes for the stance change into King's Shield, and I'm now back at full. He can choose to switch out or stay in with his Aegis Slash. He doesn't have leftovers, so this is a no drawback play for me at all. Iron Head is doing less than 20% damage per turn, so I'm never going to be any less than about like 60%. So I'm happy in this scenario, in all honesty. Like, he can go for whatever. If he goes hard into Marshadow, he's risking the Glare Sleep Talk. I have Spadef, a little bit of Spadef on this Zygarde, so Marshadow cannot 2-hit KO me with almost anything. Goes for a Glare there. Would have preferred him to switch out, in all honesty. He goes for an Iron Head, and he realizes that he cannot win and forfeits. Amazing. But that's how long we had to wait for a 1300 player. And I don't mean that as an insult. Like, I've been in the 1300s a few times, but it's just that we are at the highest point in the ladder that I can realistically get to with the amount of free time that I have. I can't get higher unless I devote most of my time to playing Pokemon. Because, yeah, like, I can't wait this long every game. But I'm so happy with Marshadow, it's just so fun. A lot of broken-ish mons come in, and they're just like, I get tired of playing with them after a little while. Marshadow is just super fun to use. It's not fun to play around, I'll admit, but it's super fun to use. And it's not game-breakingly good. Like, it has its drawbacks, and it has its very consistent checks and counters and countermeasures. But it's just fun. This is a man, Samuruto. I probably just was accidentally racist there. But he has a team. Xerneas, I have a consistent Scizor. Groudon, I can lead with, question mark. Arceus Water is probably just a better lead because I can Toxic literally everything. As he leads off with his Arceus normal. Let's go for this Toxic right here. As is he Lum? He is not Lum, he is his own Toxic. So he's probably Defog, I believe. Just on account of this being him. Not being him, but like this, just on the makeup of his team. No, he's Rocks, okay. Well, I have a Scizor for Defog, so I'm fine with this. He could be Warceus with like Wisp. He could. But he won't be. He's got EQ, so it's fine. So now we can get up our Rocks. I'd rather have Rocks on his side of the field. He has the Yveltal, he has the things that I want to take chip damage. I have like Zygarde and Scizor with Roost and stuff, so I'm not as bothered by hazards on my side of the field. We can just go hard into... I want to go hard into Xerneas, but I also just want a Lava Plume, because Groudon is not necessarily useful this game. As he goes for the Foul Play, that might just be Scarf Foul Play. Might be defensive as well. He could Roost here, if that's the case. So I'll just keep Groudon around for a sack later on in the game. As that Scarf Foul Play, almost certainly. The way he's playing it. We can just go for the Moonblast here. This is a modest near-max special attack Xerneas. Is this a max special attack Xerneas? No, it is not. It has 68 randomly missing EVs. Perfect. You gotta love when Showdown just fucks you like that. And that is a offensive as fuck Groudon. Why did it just take 40 from a Xerneas? What the fuck? Kinda want to just go for Moonblast here, in all honesty, because he can't kill me from full, and he's going to go out into Lucario to revenge kill me anyway. And it's also just not worth him setting up. I believe this is probably going to be mixed, just on account of how little that did. Or how much that did, rather. That's... What? You're not solid. You're not solid versus Geomancy Xerneas. Because, I mean, that's just outright killed by a +2 Focus Blast or Hidden Power Ground. And... or Grass Knot or something like that. And it's just not solid. As far as an answer goes, and Ditto is not an answer because Ditto is shit. It's so easy to take advantage of for any decent player. Like I see a Ditto on my opponent's team, and I start the game 6-5 up because Ditto is useless. And I know there are some people like Orch who try to convince me that Ditto is actually a super amazing Pokemon. It's terrible. I have never seen it perform well on a team outside of like a counter-teaming matchup. And sure, I've gotten struck by Ditto. That's because I've misplayed it, though. Like, I'll be very honest. I have misplayed around Ditto, and Ditto have swept me as a result. But that does not mean that Ditto is a good Pokemon, because it's almost objectively not. Like, in this matchup, for example, once this Groudon goes out of the way, and I should really articulate my thoughts a bit better, I can easily just set up with Scizor, and that Ditto is not stopping me. That Arceus is not stopping me. That Lucario, maybe, but not really. Like, it's dependent on killing me with close combat plus chip damage from everything else. The Yveltal is now sufficiently weakened to the point where Scizor can win. It's just... Ditto is... Okay, well, we can crit his Groudon too, that works. Ditto is just not a good check to anything offensively. And he goes into his Xerneas here. I'm going to just go for the Moonblast just so that I get the damage off on the Xerneas that I want. So that BP can kill. As he goes for his own Moonblast, so he is himself a Scarf Xerneas. As we crit him, that's unfortunate. He should just Moonblast again. And on account of that, I will let Xerneas go down. Because, I mean, if you missed it, Scizor wins. So that's fun. Xerneas, even if it had HP Fire, like a random Xerneas would, it's not going to do anything to me. So we can just Roost here. He might choose to go for He should switch. Being very honest, he should switch. And I believe that Arceus... I must believe that Arceus has got Will-O-Wisp, just for the sake of my sanity. I'm going to risk a crit here and just go for another SD. So I can do as much as possible. And even a crit, like, it would have to be a high roll crit to kill from here. So I'm happy taking the risk. And this way, if he ever does choose to switch out, which he probably should soon, then I can win. Because I'll be at full health with a plus 4 Scizor. And at this point, is it worth going for one more before SDing, or should I just SD immediately? I feel like just SDing immediately. Yeah. And now we're in the exact same situation, except Scizor's at plus 6 and wins, because Ditto is not a check. I mean, it's that very basically simple. His Ditto is not a check to my Scizor. And at the, 2 more Moonblasts, one, that's good enough, that's practically full health, where he can just BP, and then what's he gonna do? If he goes into Scizor, as in his Ditto, I can Roost. I can Roost as he BPs, and what? He's got 5 PP to beat me with? That's not gonna work. And because I'm Defog instead of a move like... Wow, that actually did a lot. So just need to avoid getting 2-shot. After 3 more BPs I can just BP myself, pick up a kill. I mean, I am still playing with crit chances and stuff here, which is, you know, unfortunate. But, I mean, I'm happy to take this risk. Or not. Thankfully, he's only got 1 left. And I should be out of range. Unless he crits me here. Phew. So, now... we BP again, or do we Roost? I Roost on the switch. Oh, could struggle. No. Perfect. I just suddenly had the thought, oh, could struggle actually just kill me here? But no, he switched, so it's fine. And we just Oko the Lucario, as you do. We still have 5 Roost PP, so we can do this exact same thing with Ditto again, as he actually chooses to sack off his Yveltal first. I'm fine with this play. Sacking off Yveltal always is a very nice solution to me, but I feel like he probably could have gone with a better one. Such as actually going into his Ditto and trying to crit again, basically. So, goes for this, we just Roost. And honestly, like, I shouldn't. I should just go for BP here and then just Marshadow, Shadow Sneak win. But I want to be sure of that, and I don't trust that Marshadow will actually kill Ditto from full. Not from full, but like, you know what I mean. After the damage from... Wait, no, I have HP. What's Mega Sizzle's HP? 17, not high enough. Oh, he disconnected. It feels like 80 or 100 or something. I'd just go for BP and then I'd know that Shadow Sneak could kill him. But, oh well. This is fine. He is reconnected apparently, but oh well. Let's just start looking for another game. Because this is objectively over. Monkey Chiron has only 5 mons again, which is always pleasant to see. On account of Rayquaza being there, I feel like it's going to be a Sash Ray. I honestly just want to lead with Arceus Water, because Arceus Water is just my best lead in this matchup. and we're just gonna let this game play out as we all know it will. So Roost here on second to last BP. Now we BP again. Okay, perfect. And now we Roost just to rub salt in the wound. And then BP and then BP. So he goes into Rayquaza first, which is fine by me. He chooses to switch, which is the correct play. We freeze him, which is genuinely, that's unfortunate for my opponent. But equally, I do have a Scizor that's right there. So I'm just going to take advantage of this freeze right here and just set my rocks. Do I have a life? I don't know, dude. You're the one that's staying in this and using Ditto, so don't get mad at me just because you can't win. Oh, he thawed. That's unfortunate. He could easily just have Defog here, but doesn't choose to go for it. Goes into Kyogre. On account of he's seen my Arceus Water already and I feel like he's going to be offensive with Thunder, I'm going to go for Breastmas Blade. He has Water Spout. I am wrong. Let's just choose to go into Xerneas here just to Moonblast. And then he goes into Scizor, his Ditto, and he fails to kill me, and as a result, I kill him. So we do 48% to this Ogre. He fails to kill me because he went for Water Spout. He chooses to switch out into his Groudon. His Arceus Fairy, interesting. That gets 2 KO'd, doesn't it? No, it's 3 KO'd. Might fear that I might be slower than him and go for a Defog, as he did, and as a result he can switch into nothing because he has nothing on his team to switch into that. It goes into Groudon, I go into Zygarde, and just be happy, because then I go for Glare, as he burns me. That's annoying. Not gonna lie, that's annoying. Goes into his Kyogre, this is fine. Going into Arceus Water here because he should just go for the Ice Beam. If he's Rest Water Spout, that's just a decent set. I appreciate it. I don't think he's... Oh, he probably is going to stay in here, and I can always Toxic the Groudon if he does. And so, yep, Kyogre gets 2 KO'd, he gets fully paralyzed. I like that. On account of Groudon almost certainly being a switch, and I want to just go for Toxic. He should just sack this though. Yeah, he does. People are making good plays now. I appreciate it. Goes into Groudon. I can just Toxic this. As he chooses to go for Eruption. Interesting. As he forfeits. Lovely. So we'll get one last game, and hopefully we can actually make Marshadow go onto the field this time. Like, what the fuck? I've just realized every Pokemon on my team has been in play this live, aside from the one it was meant to showcase. The one that I was meant to try out the set of. So, kind of tempted just to lead Marshadow just so every Pokemon gets on the field once this next game. But this is just going to be a generically solid balanced build, I feel, in the Marshadow meta. The Defoxius, Zygarde, Scarfzern, Roxpedon, and Defog Megasis. I feel like it's going to be just generally decent, and then you can have basically whatever mon you want in the last slot. I've opted with Marshadow. You could go with Yveltal, you could go with Mewtwo, you could go with like Deoxys Attack, maybe with Pursuit. You could go with almost anything, I'll be very honest. You could go with Lunala. Lunala would be okay. Lunala, you could also make Scarf and then make Xerneas Geomancy or Zed Geomancy. If you want to, then yeah. But we get... What the fuck is this? No, seriously, someone explain. What am I looking at? Why is that... What? Deoxys Speed... Giratina regular. Also, I love how his team just completely loses to Lunala. And to Marshadow. Like, what the fuck? Oh, bulk up Marshadow. You're gonna have some fun this game. Maybe. Depends on if you actually appear in the field. So he's almost certainly going to go into Giratina here. I'm going to go for my rocks anyway, because why not? I have an Arceus right there, but he chooses to go into Giratina, as I said. So now into Xerneas, as he goes for a Roar, that's fine. Goes for a Defog, that's more like what I was expecting. And now I choose to go into an Arceus Water. This is going to be a long game, and that's annoying me. I need to figure out if his Xerneas is in fact a... why would you risk that? What are you doing? What is this set? He could taunt me here. He does, indeed. So, let's just go for this. And then into Scizor. And then we try and go for a Defog here. Hopefully he lets me. Oh, that would just be too easy, wouldn't it? Goes into Ho-Oh. I've got an Arceus Water. He's going to be banded and go for Brave Bird here, which is fair. I'm going to go into Zygarde as a result, though, so that he takes as much recoil as he possibly can. He is actually Z-move. Celebrate. This is pressure. I didn't even realize that. I don't look for pressure Ho-Oh anymore, guys. It's just not a set that I have ever seen. And I love the fact that this is what he's been forced to do. Like, Brave Bird sends me into my complete form just so that he does even less. And I can Sleep Talk, and he's messing around with para chances and everything. That's going to be amazing for me. 1,000 arrows, perfect. Let's just get it. Let's get a full para here, actually. Oh well. I didn't need Zygarde for anything other than this Ho-Oh, so I'm fine with this. So let's go into Groudon and just choose to set up my rocks. As he's actually fast. What the fuck? Why is it this fast? This is fine. Because, you know what I've just realized? I claim my kill. Give me my kill. Wait, where's my Marshadow? Oh, I'm Life Orb. Fuck! That's how much I knew this live. The mon that I based this live around and used solely for this purpose of doing this live. Oh no, I got the item wrong. So this is a matter of Shadow Sneak doesn't actually kill me from full, I don't think. Can I win without this though? Yes. Oh, it kills me from full with a crit. I'll give him that that much. So let's go into Giratina into Scizor. I'm thinking what to do if Giratina comes in on me is the reason I said Giratina. As he is bulk up 2! Oh my god, we're actually facing a set. What the fuck? Wow. Okay, shit. So this comes down to Scizor being able to last mon sweep. Probably. Very probably. Get the judgment off, please. Thank you. Goes into Xerneas, Toxic. Yeah, obviously he does go for the thing. Moonblasts me, that's fine. I feel like my play is roosting. As he has HP ground instead of HP fire, which is amazing for me. So let's just go for another roost here, as he has Focus Blast, fuck me. I mean, his way of winning is, after Xerneas dies, going Giratina, defogging, T-waving me, and then banking. Okay. He had a legitimate way to win, which came down to a 1 in 4 chance. But if he just does this, then he does not. Well, I mean, I suppose he does if he gets really lucky with Para. Or with Hex. What the fuck? Why? What? Oh my god, he actually wins with this set. What the fuck? Why did I just roost there? I'm playing with Paras. Fuck me. I need to stall him out of 14 hexes. Really? I need to get that lucky? We gotta go for it. It's unfortunate, but it's the way that this works. And we don't get it. Although, maybe. I'm playing with so much luck right now. What the fuck? Like, legitimately, if he runs out of... Okay. T-Wave Hex, regular Giratina, and that's what I fucking hate. Like, T-Wave Hex, regular Giratina. This is not a good team. I'm sorry. Without that Shadow Sneak crit, which does not kill my Marshadow from full, I was going to be fine. And yet, because of that... No, it's not a GG. Don't lie. Whatever. You know what? No, I'm getting another game. I'm not finishing it on that disappointment. I mean, to be fair to the man, he did actually play well. I'm just a bit salty. Because T-Wave Hex Giratina is not a set. And for a good reason, because it's bad. You want your Giratina to be able to actually touch a Primal Groudon, or you want it to be able to PP stall it by having Rest Talk. So, by using T-Wave Hex Raw Defog on your Giratina, you're just saying, no, I don't want to do the thing that this thing can actually do, which makes it okay. I want to be terrible and only beat Sizzle. And Zed Celebrate Ho-Oh. No, you have the power of Zed Celebrate with just regular Choice Band. You don't need Zed Celebrate. Hell, Life Orb is just fine, because then you actually get Regenerator and make it good. I like the bulk up Marshadow, but everything else in this team can fuck off. At least, the one good part about being this high on the ladder is that it gives me time to cool off from Salt of the previous games. And I mean, technically I meant to play higher level opponents, which means that they don't bring bad sets which beat me. But, well, I mean, this live, I think we've had 2 people in like the low 1400s or the high 1300s. And like, you can see just from that, like, I lose 1 game and I lose the equivalent of 3-4 wins. And I can't complain about odds, because with me being paralyzed and the crit chances, like, he was going to crit or get a couple paras in a row that he needed. But Hex is not a good set. There's a reason it didn't even cross my mind. Legitimately, we've been looking for a game for 3 fucking minutes. What the fuck? Finally. And we get Psy Spam. Fuck. Xerneas is good this matchup. That's good. Zygarde is shit this matchup. That's bad. Groudon can at least set rocks. He's going to lead with his Tapu Lele, I believe, just to set up the... He leads off with his DOA. I will glare straight away because, I mean, I imagine if I was him, I would predict the switch into my... Okay, he goes for the Psycho Boost, crits me. That's perfect. I don't think the crit mattered, but it's just adding salt to the wound. And, like, it's just... Yeah, thanks. Thanks! He's slash DOA as well, which makes it even worse. Xerneas could actually be a problem. That's going to be Zed, isn't it? Looking at the makeup of the team, I believe that's going to be Zed, Geomancy, Xerneas. So, I believe my play might just be to hard Marshadow. No, my play is always to hard Groudon, and then if he goes for Ingrain, hard Marshadow. What is with this man? Switch! Go into Kyogre, because you know you want to throw out your fucking Kyogre into Groudon. This is the thing that makes me more salty than almost anything. People taking this long. Like, come on. I've spent 3 minutes of my life waiting for you to show up. You've shown up using Sash DOA, and now I need to wait for you to switch out. Fuck it, I'm pausing until he actually selects a move. And he did go hard into his Kyogre because, like, what's a Kyogre between friends? And Water Spout. Why is everyone using this fucking Water Spouting? And he gets a crit, so I can't even go for the double into Groudon I need to recover because he's got his own Groudon, so he can now Thunder me. Amazing. And the Para! Fucking amazing! And now he can just go for the... I hate people. Precipice Blades is fine here. I need damage on the Groudon. If I get damage on the Groudon, I can win with my Xerneas. Like, without a crit there, I'm at enough health that I can just switch hard into Groudon and then just absorb the Thunder. But no, because I need health, I need to bank on him not having Thunder, which he obviously would have. It didn't matter if I stayed in or not there, I just had to bank on him choking, I guess. Because, like, at that range, I just die on switching, and he just goes for the Ice Beam, weakening his own Water Spout for me. Amazing. I just want to go for another Precipice Blades because he's got Earthquake. He's what? What is this? What are you doing? Whatever he goes out into, I can probably deal with it a bit. Tapu Lele is actually a bit hard for me to deal with though, so might need to bear that in mind. His Groudon is actually a fucking nuisance. Like, I might just, yeah, might be in a bad position here. Well, I am in a bad position. There's no might be about it. He's Earthquake Groudon, what? Because he's Earthquake, I can bulk up. Like, he can't switch into anything. Because everything gets to it KO'd. I mean, I suppose he could switch into Xerneas. I'm going for the bulk up. Fuck it. If he goes into Xerneas, I go into Sizzle. Go into your Xerneas. Go into your Xerneas. Go into your Xerneas. Go into your Xerneas. Arceus Dark. Arceus Dark, the fucking Marshadow switch in. There's no way this isn't Scarf. And Scarf's the good set as well, so yeah. Bright side though, only got 4 turns left. I need to roost for 3 of those turns, but he's only got 4 turns left. Does 34%, that's fine, 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 fine. 3, 2, I so believe that this just doesn't have Lava Plume, otherwise it would have gone for it. And I have to go for this as well, that's the thing. Flamethrower! 'Cause that's a set. I'm so pissed off. I'm sent on tilt. I should never have lost this game. One more. Fucking one more. And no matter what happens, we're gonna go with that last one. Good news is Earthquake isn't killing me. But bad news is putting me into range of Scarf Lele, so it doesn't really matter what I do. Also, there's the fact that, you know, it just isn't. I'm just not killing him. I mean, maybe he's Modest Lele, and I crit his Xerneas. Goes into DOA, so he's got E-Speed on a Psy-Spam team. Lovely. Fucking bullshit. Like, we've lost 60 points, 70 points from the last 2 games. This is 100% last game of the live. I'm just, yeah. I can feel myself on tilt now. I'm just wanting to make up. I'm just wanting to make up back up to the 16 fucking hundreds. Right. Use Arceus Ground. That's just Judgment on account of potential for Gengar, but more likely Kyogre. Gengar, perfect. I kind of just want to go for Toxic here in case he's got the Destiny Bond. Yep, perfect. Judgment is 180, thing is one, yeah. Just checking to see if Ice Beam will definitely kill, and it will. Goes for the taunt, bad move. Gengar's dead, lovely. And he forfeits. I said that would be the last one. We're back up to the 1600s. I can feel myself on tilt and I know I need to stop now. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.